Opryland, USA in Nashville, Tennessee, here is Marcel Ledbetter's very best friend, the one and only Jerry Clower from Yazoo City, Mississippi. Jerry Clower! Shoot this thing. I'm overwhelmed. I love y'all. Here you are done come to see me. The most prevalent questions I'm asked wherever I go. Third most prevalent question, Jerry, did you really play football at Mississippi State? Answer is yes. I really did play football at Mississippi State. Number two, Jerry, is Marcel Ledbetter real? Yeah, Marcel Ledbetter is real. Jerry, how'd you get started into show business? I used to buy fertilizer from you. And inasmuch as this is my 20th anniversary to be in show business, I'm going to answer that question for you. Jerry, how'd you get started into show business? Started when I was 9 years old. I was sitting in the third grade. Teacher said, all you boys interested in the 4-H club, go into the study hall. Well, I didn't know what the 4-H club was. But if she'd have said, all y'all interested in getting out of my class, you can go fight a bear, I'd have went and fought a bear. So I went in the study hall. This fella stood up, said, my name's Monroe McKelvin. I'm the 4-H club agent. Let me tell you how you can become part of us. And hey, he impressed me. I joined the 4-H club. I didn't have a daddy, and this 4-H club agent so impressed me, I wanted to grow up to be like him. My project was soil conservation. I set out loblolly pines, black locust trees, and planted Serratia lespedeza. Am I talking over your head? And I won a trip. I kept my records, and I won a trip to the Mississippi Gulf Coast to a field day. Oh, I was so excited because that's the ocean, and I never had seen it. I finished high school, joined the United States Navy. The day after high school, never been away from home, caught that fast train, the Panama Limited, the main line of Mid-America, the Illinois Central Railroad, what runs from New Orleans to Chicago. And I took off on that train and went off to fight a war. Camp Perry, Virginia is where I went through boot camp. Now this was the fastest train in the world. There was a man stepped on the bottom step of this train one morning in Macomb, Mississippi, and turned around to kiss his mama goodbye and kissed a bull in the mouth at Hammond, Louisiana. When that train takes off, it takes off. And me and Marcel Ledbetter caught that train going off to fight a war. Never been away from home. We'd been on that train 6 hours. We'd been homesick 5 hours and 59 minutes. Fella come walking down the aisle of that train, had a basket in each hand, a little old white coat on and a white dudinky cap, and he said, apples, oranges, bananas. Get your apples, oranges, bananas. Marcel said, Jerry, what is a banana? I said, I don't have no idea. I got an apple and an orange one Christmas. But I ain't never ever seen or heard of no banana. Marcel said, hey, fella, said, what's them bananas? He said, 2 for a nickel. Marcel said, give me 2 of them. Said, how you eat it? He said, pull that yellow part off, peel it. Marcel scratched it and tore that peeling open and scooped him out a handful of that banana and put him up in his mouth, and about that time the train went through a tunnel. Oh, and the railroad car got jet black dark. Marcel said, Jerry, Jerry. I said, what? Marcel said, you ate your banana yet? I said, no. He said, well, don't. I took one bite of mine and went stone blind. We landed in Camp Perry, Virginia, and the bus wasn't there to get us, and the boatswain mate at the depot at Williamsburg said, hey, y'all start sweeping out this depot while you're waiting on the bus. Well, that's the first push broom I ever pushed that wasn't made out of shucks. And we was pushing that broom, and there's two fellas sitting on the bench right there talk real funny to me and Marcel. I didn't have no idea where they was from. And we was pushing that push broom, and that fella looked up and said, jeez, you guys. I'm 17 years old. I ain't never been out of the South. He said, geez, you guys, who won the Civil War? Well, Marcel Ledbetter brought that broom right over his head and busted it and said, the Civil War ain't over. Me and Marcel got separated. He got on a tanker, went to the South Pacific. I got put on an aircraft carrier, USS Bennington, CV-20. I earned 3 battle stars and the Presidential Unit Citation for bravery before I was 19 years of age. That's why I love this country so much. I know what it took to keep it free. Hey, that's right. And I got my discharge out of the Navy. I went back to Macomb, Mississippi. I hitchhiked home, walked up in the front yard. My mama come walking out and said, baby, glad to have you home. What you gonna do the rest of your life? I said, I'm gonna be a 4-H club agent. She said, you can't be a 4-H club agent unless you get a degree in agriculture. So young people, that was my motivation. I wanted to grow up to be like Mr. Mack. And when they said you can't be like Mr. Mack unless you get a degree in agriculture, I said, well, I'll just have to get a degree in agriculture. Because I want to be like Mr. Mack. I want to influence young boys like he influenced me. Well, how am I going to go to college? I'll just play football. Worked my way through college playing football. Now, I never saw a football till I got to college. East Fork Consolidated High School. I finished high school with 7 other folks. There's 8 of us in the senior class. You can imagine the physical facilities we would have had we played football. So I told my mama, I said, Mama, I'm going to play. I weighed 214 pounds. I was 6 feet tall. So I put on one of them tight-fitting Navy T-shirts. And I sucked myself up where my physique could show. And I commenced to strutting across that campus. And they got to noticing me. Some of the students said, oh, sir, may we help you? I said, I'm looking for the football coach. They said, come with us. I went in his office, and he jumped up and said, son, who are you? Oh, I'll give you a half scholarship just looking at you. But tell me quick, what position is it that you play? I said, I am the man. Oh, what runs with the football? That's the position I play. Well, I went out for football 16 days, and the first college football game I ever saw, I played in it. I started that game at left tackle. It didn't take them long to find out I wasn't no running back. Hey, go ahead and giggle. It don't shame me I played tackle. How'd you like to see them run the off-tackle play without no tackle. They just have them ambulances lined up hauling them running backs to the hospital. My first big-time game was against Alabama in the Southeastern Conference. Well, my first big-time game was the first one I played in against Tennessee up at Knoxville. But the one I remember the most, we played Alabama my last year at Mississippi State, and they broke out a sophomore running back named Chi-O-Daddy or Do-O-Duty, one of the two. Oh, as the runningest fella I ever seen in my life. He'd stop and start and belly back and slither and double back, and he could run. One time he was going for a touchdown, and he just turned around and run back through us just to humiliate us. I was playing left defensive tackle. You put your best lineman there. Well, back in them days, most of your football team run to the right. And they put your best lineman right there. Well, Butch Abinger, quarterback for Alabama, took the football and took one step and quick pitched to Chi-O-Duty. Here he come around my side. I busted through, knocked a guard named Holnack down. Stomped him, got old Chi-O-Duty around the waist. Oh, I knew I had him for a loss because on that Mississippi State side, I could hear them cowbells ringing. And just as I went to sling him to the ground, he slithered. Went straight up in the eye like you squeeze a watermelon seed. I fell to the ground on my belly. And Chi-O-Duty come down in my back and just done a little dance all over the top of me. Jumped off of me and commenced to running. I'm laying there on my belly beating the ground with my fist, squalling. My teammate Doggo and said, Jerry, get up and chase him. I said, lay still. He'll be back by here in a minute.